What's up? What's TikTok? Sorry about any noise in the background. I'm outside just chilling, and I wanted to make a video about what exactly is balance and how can you take the teaching of balance and apply it to your life to ensure, not to wonder, not to, oh, I do it. No, you would instantly see the results. This ain't no 2 weeks, a month, not no quick fix, none of that. This is just you putting in the work and you noticing the subtlety within which your life is operating. Each and everybody's life is operating in subtlety, by the breath, by the blank, by the walk. That's why they say take it one step at a time. You can go even slower than that. You know what I'm saying? But going into balance, I know some may think of balance as, let me put up a picture real quick. Some may think of balance as this right here, you know, the yin and yang, okay? Or let me see if I do have the picture. Oh yeah, this right here. You know, these are really Taoism and the Jewish Kabbalah are extreme teachings. Like, these teachings date back, you know, to ancient times. So these teachings do have an influence on us and our behaviors, you know, based on the energetic blueprint that these teachings, you know, integrate onto earth. You know, so like I say, some may think of balance as one of these two, or it's other, you know, studies out there, but these are the two that I can point out, you know, because they are very important. But going back to the yin and yang symbol, you can clearly see that the colors are black and white, you know, and this is symbolism for the idea of accept the good with the bad. Right, which is true. Like, I'm gonna go into the truth, and then I'm gonna show you how this can lead to detriment, you know, and I'm gonna give you the remedy for how you can, you know, free yourself from these kind of teachings and technologies, because that's what these are. These are technologies. They technically interact with your logical side. That's why it's called technology, not because of the cool technical. It's all technical. That's why. So, but looking at this yin and yang, you can clearly see that black and white is a circle, and it rotates in whatever direction that you will want to rotate it in, right? But one thing that we can all agree on here is that there is no direct center point. Like, where is the dot that goes in the center that allows for this this symbol to even be able to have an energetic presence directed at someone, rather than just, like, you know, like air is an energetic presence. But the difference with air in Taoism, sorry about the noise, the difference with air and the yin and yang is that air is being held somewhere, right? Where is this being held, right? Because do I have the picture up here? Go back to it. But so if you look at the yin and yang symbol, like I said, you'll just see that there is no center point to it. It's just a constant cycle around in a circle. Accept the good with the bad. Don't necessarily try to change it. This is what I learned when I was studying it. Don't try to change anything. Allow it to be as it is. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how you feel about it, no matter if you care about people, not even your close relatives, if they don't want help, don't help them. You know, and that's I like that part. If they don't want help, don't help them. I agree with that. So don't force your teachings on nobody, and don't try to change anyone. But the downside to that is that it kind of enables people to not even want to help out anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, oh, if they don't want help, then there's no point in helping nobody. You know what I'm saying? Rather than allowing people to come to you and allowing people to open up and be able to, you know, tap into what you're saying, like alive and people joining in. But I'm not giving an ultimatum or, oh, if you don't study this, then it's going to be your detriment, because some studies can help you with healing and, you know, expanding your consciousness beyond certain dimensions and, you know, certain thought patterns. You know what I'm saying? But certain teachings like this are only a half truth to that. You know what I'm saying? It only gets you up to a certain point. So for example, when I was studying this, I was worshiping Krishna at the time, and I was going off good and evil, like just good and evil. Just it's not about good or bad. You gotta allow people to be who they are, which is true. Yes, perfect. You gotta allow people to be who they are, and don't necessarily try to help people out or even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Just allow yourself to be, and be aware, be the watcher. You know what I'm saying? So, and what that does is it cripples you. It puts you in a state of mind to where I'm just getting up, I'm going to work, and I'm watching myself do it. So I feel like I'm doing a good job because I'm doing what it says. It says just to be aware. Be aware. You know what I'm saying? Don't necessarily try to change anything. Just allow things to be, right? And that's what this yin and yang symbol enables us to do. It just enables us to accept things rather than actually having a point of contact that we're going towards, but still acknowledging the good or bad, rather than just it being good or bad. Like, there's also a third choice, and that's how the yin and yang symbol distorts our connection to source, right? Like I said, the yin and yang symbol doesn't have a center point. So the yin and yang symbol just inherently circles itself like a whirlpool, right? And imagine somebody that, you talking to somebody, right? Trying to teach them something, or y'all just having a conversation, right? But then the conversation may go into y'all talk about what y'all like to do in life rather than just about what clothes you like or what food you like, just about the practices and things that you do that really, enhances your existence, or, kind of, if you want to make it worse, sometimes, because people don't really know. But what happens is when you hit a certain point in a conversation, with certain people, not everybody, but these certain people, it's like a majority of people, like they give you that kind of they kind of disconnect from the conversation, and you notice their minds close off, and y'all friends and stuff, but y'all still talking. So the term or the energy that holds everything together is the idea of y'all being friends. So no matter how he feel or how she feel when y'all talking, you're going to make sure they're all right, and you're going to talk to them. And most likely they're going to say, yeah, it's cool, bro, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Just to show that they care because they listening, right? But when they study in certain studies, like, and practicing them, like the yin and yang, what happens is when you hit a certain point that they know they should be working on, they'll begin to run circles around themselves, right? And eventually they'll be like, bro, I ain't trying to hear all that, bro. Like, I'm good, bro. Like, hell no. And the thing is that you're not necessarily trying to tell them to do anything. Y'all just having a conversation. But sometimes when you say something, it kind of aggravates them. Like, for example, me having conversations with girls that I've been with. When I say one word, I just notice them take that word and go into the distance with it. I'm like, hold on, wait a second. That's not what I mean. You got to let me finish explaining, right? And that's the side effect of studying yin and yang, or not even studying it, but not having a clear path of where you want to be, who you are, and a clear acknowledgement of the good and bad. That kind of enables you to just give in to what energy is already set on earth. So if everybody around you is a Christian, then you're most likely going to be a Christian when you grow up, like as you're growing up. But at this age, of course, you got your own mindset, but you will still feel that influence, that push to want to study Christianity, because so many people in your family are doing it and their energy is directly linked to yours. So it's like, damn, like I grew up in a household of Christians, so I'm a Christian now, and now I believe in God. Now you don't have a direction for yourself, right? So this symbol right here is called the eternal lotus of life. This symbol is this is the symbol that represents the breathing patterns. From the center point, which is you could say lungs or heart. From the center point, you breathe out and then breathe in. And when you breathe out, the center point represents the internal vibration and the external fission. So the center point is going to hold this energy in and perpetuate the motion of breathing, or the motion of moving in and out of dimensions and stuff like that. So, and the breath is the key. Even in other dimensions, creation mechanics. Oh, you see, AI know what I'm talking about, right? The artificial intelligence. So they trying to, integrate themselves, and they can help out, but I don't need the help, right? Talking about, right? That's just how I talk. But So from the center point, you breathe out, right? But inherently, there's already an internal vibratory process going on before you breathe out. So that's already inherently there, like space conscious awareness that we exist as and within is already inherently there. And the vibratory properties are what enable the oscillatory properties, right? So before you even breathe out, there's already vibration going on, and that represents the center point, right? And then what happens is when you expand it from internally inside, you're expanded from the inside, right? Something has a core, like an apple has a core, you expand from the core, not the outside. You in the core and you breathe out from the core, like you see the how it's kind of looping and going back into the center, like not a merry-go-round, because that's like the yin and yang, but it's like from in, out, around, in, out, around, in and out, around. But you're breathing and you're following the pattern rather than just I'm breathing, because inherently your breathing patterns and bioenergetic field is already distorted due to genetic modification and hybridizations by fallen angels from pre-ancient and ancient days. So yeah, having that center point, which is partiki, antimatter, and partica, which is antimatter, and particum, which is which is matter. So these properties, they are perpetually like even right now, they are perpetually existing, flashing on and off, creating the illusion of a hologram, right? Which is what this is, a hologram, right? So in understanding that, what you will want to do in understanding that is have a clear direction of who you are, where you want to be, but then also have a clear direction of who you are now. Like have a clear direction of who you are now and who you want to be in order to get to where you want to be. Because in a way, you have to accept where you are now in order to get to where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Because in a way, if you don't accept who you are now, you won't be able to have the time and focus in order to take yourself in the direction that you want to go. You know what I'm saying? Because you're too focused on not liking where you at. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just, oh, well, forget it. I'm going to just get up, go to work, handle my business. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually, when you're doing that, you have the goal in mind. You know good things going to happen. You know bad things going to happen, which are all moral. You know what I'm saying? Those are subjective things, right? But the idea of having morals, everybody has morals. So that's subjective in itself as well. See, right? But what you have behind your morals is going to determine the direction that your life is going to go in. You know what I'm saying? So, sorry about the noise. But, so, like I say, when you balancing yourself, it's always about having a clear direction. Have that clear direction. But everything that comes after that direction is it's part of the path. And it's like this. This is why the God of the Bible and certain religions are distorting the understanding of who God is, because who God is everything, right? So you can tie God to any and everything. A topic of a story is God of the story. That's simple as fact. That's the simplest fact. But then you can go as far as to say the person that made the book is God. You get what I'm saying? So when you have a mission or you have a plan in mind, the plan is God. But in a way, you are the God of that plan because you are in control of everything that comes after that plan, right? But there are some things within that plan that you got to accept. And that's where the people come in and say, you're not God because you can't control everything. That's the idea. It's not about control. It shouldn't be about control. It's about relaxing and allowance and adjusting yourself along the path, right? But then still putting out energy, projecting yourself in a way to where you're making things happen, but then you're accepting the things that come after what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like a man in a relationship. You decided to date this woman, so you accept everything that comes with her, right? No matter how you express yourself, no matter how much you say you don't like her or you love her, no matter how much you love her or like her or love her, you are going to always accept whatever comes with her. So that's love in and of itself, right? But a relationship can't last just on love, and life can't just last just on love. And when I say just, I mean love as in that's just how I feel about you. That's not going to last. You need the action behind it. Even in higher dimensions, it's the same exact thing. Because love is showing, and love means to show up. Love means to show up even when you don't want to. It don't matter, right? But you got to have a clear direction. Remember, that's showing a balance. When you have that clear direction, you know, sometimes you don't want to be intimate with her. Sometimes you do want to be intimate with her. But sometimes you know that her energy is like, oh, I want to be intimate with you. You know what I'm saying? And based on your connection, that's going to determine the way you are intimate with her. So her wanting to be intimate can be seen as God of the situation. So this God word can be This God word can be flipped, twisted, and tossed around in so many directions. And one easy way I could say, I'm gonna say this, yeah, one easy way. There's plenty of other ways. Some ways easy, some ways hard, some ways are in the middle, not that hard, not that easy. But one of the easiest ways is sitting down on the couch or wherever you are, in the bed, at work, whatever, you on break, boom, you on your phone, boom. You stop and you just look at everything. Not in no movie type, the music playing, you do it however you want to do it, but I ain't saying it like that. But like how I'm walking around and I'm just like, dang, I'm really here on my own 2 feet. Like I'm observing the world from my own 2 eyes, right? But then outside of my own 2 eyes, you got stuff that can kind of sway you and make your entire life twist and turn. Not in a bad way. Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad. But like certain studies, they literally shape your life like Play-Doh. Like your life is Play-Doh to the religious beings, and they shaping your life through the practices and studies that you're doing. Mainly the practices, not the study. Practices like I said it in the live earlier. When you practice something, you're encoding it in your DNA. So it's going to transfer into the next life because you're actually indulging in it rather than just coming across it. It's different from reading something. But when you actually start doing what that book says, I like how I went into that. So now that you're doing what this book says, to determine if this book is actually doing what it's saying, to determine if God is going to give you salvation, to determine if being aware is peaceful, to determine if this is that, or, you know what I'm saying, what they say. What you do is, when you're reading these books or you're looking at what they're saying, watching a video, going to a lecture, or, you know what I'm saying, wherever you are, you studying or whatever, right? And they propose to you, hey, so what you do is you go home, take a shower, you handle your business, and you go pray and give worship to God, right? And what's going to happen when you do that? When you give praise and worship to God, this is when he'll start to give you a sense of assistance. Like he'll start being there for you because you was there for him. So in a way, what they're teaching you to do is you have to reach out to God in order to gain salvation from God, rather than just God already being around you, right? And it's already inside you. And that's basically saying the same thing. It's just you're not looking at it as if it's outside of you. Because guess what? Like they say, God is there in the sky, or God is inside you, right? But you have to activate that God, or you have to activate that God, or activate God in a way. You have to give him some energy, right? But that's the opposite. What's happening is you got to learn that for us to even acknowledge God, we had to acknowledge God. So in a way, the power that we have in order to label this being, we already have that power. So why are we giving it out? It wouldn't make sense. Like it's like yin and yang. You just looping around in a circle, right? I'm like, oh, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Yeah, I still got to get on my hands and knees and do this. I still got to worship. I still got to step outside of myself in order to do this stuff, right? Rather than the inherent process being going within and learning about yourself and practicing by, expressing yourself to people and not just trauma dumping. Not hell no. You do the trauma stuff on your own time, where on your own time, or if you got people that you can talk to about it, you do that. You know what I'm saying? But you always find that balance. Like I say, if your goal is this, the things that come outside of that is up to you, and you have to learn how to accept what comes with the goal. But the goal is the answer. The goal is what's going to get you to where you want to go. So, for example, if somebody's goal is to go to a different dimension, right? They know that the particles rotate at different speeds. The particles rotate on different axis lines, so they at different angles. It's a process of going inside of yourself in order to understand why, the world is the way it is, because everything started from the inside. You literally came out of your mom. So, everything started on the inside. Like, that's answer right there. Why we gotta keep going deep? But it's right there, right? So for you to even interact with life first, you have to go within. You have to know what you want. So same for a baby. Before it interacted, it cried. It had to put energy out in order to, bring energy in. You know what I'm saying? So the baby had a clear, not saying it was rational, but inherently it just had a clear mind, hungry, boom, boom. That's it. And the baby accepted the crying part. I gotta cry to get it. Sometimes it may take too long. But it's not doing it rationally. It's just inherent. It's just a natural process. You know what I'm saying? But from our perspective, because we can see the baby and we have different processes going within, and we can still feel what the baby going through, we know that's what the baby doing. Baby, it don't matter. You're like, a lot of stuff going on inside the baby body. I don't care about crying. You know what I'm saying? So that's what balance is, man. I mean, majority of the time I come on here and I just want to be there for people that want to be there for. I guess that's how you say it. But yeah, anybody that if I ever go live, when I go live again, anybody come up here, bro. I'm not necessarily a back and forth person. Like as I'm growing up, I'm learning that. Like I'm not necessarily back and forth. And it's not about me having the last word or me controlling anything. It's just about I'm working on showing people that I have the ability to teach people and assist people. Like, bruh, 24 years old, yes, of course, I need more experience. And this is part of the experience. And this is what I mean by balance. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no rushing to trying to be a teacher. You take your time. It may take, I may upload monthly because I need time to get thoughts together. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually y'all will start seeing it happens faster because the balance, like me balancing the scales, but I'm the one holding the stuff though. So I keep my center, right? But I'm still accepting the fact that I'm holding this goal, you know what I'm saying? And I got these things that come with the goal, you know what I'm saying? So that's what balance is. Balance is not just accepting good and evil, man. It's about actively and proactively putting in that work and becoming free of the victimizer blame game. Freeing yourself of that. You're not a victim, but you understand the circumstances that you're in though. So you're not like, oh, I can't do this because of this. Oh, I can't do this because of this. You like, I mean, man, I know I'm capable of doing that, bro. I just have a kind of a challenging time. You know what I'm saying? You're acknowledging your weakness, but it's not even a weakness. You know what I'm saying? You just acknowledging where, you know what I'm saying, there's a challenge at, but you still keep that goal in mind. Like, I know it's part of the process. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what balance is, bro. Stillness within, but still interacting with life as if everything is in a way how it's supposed to be, but you know what is out of place, bro. You know what's twisted and but you allow yourself to be the beacon for love. Anybody can be the beacon for love. Nobody is centered. Nobody is the one and only. There is no one and only path. All right? There is no one and only path. There is your path. And your path is going to come across other people. Think about, I'm going to leave y'all with this, because this is a great way to look at this, because we're coming into a day and age where technology is about to take over. So understanding this energy around us, man, like think about being underwater, but you can breathe though. Think it's this, bro. I'm walking, it's this, but we're underwater, right? And the water represents the pool of energy that we're in, right? But I know some people know in the ocean, there are currents just like there are roads on the land, right? So in life, there are certain roads that cross each other that intertwine, right? So, and you know that there's a whole context of explanation that can go behind that. But the principle of it all is roads cross, right? And what happens is when roads cross, friendships, anything, man, a lot can happen. You know what I'm saying? And that represents the coming together of particles that can create something larger than what it already is. You know what I'm saying? So it has that relation into each other, but it has that one goal in mind. That's how particles interact. They already have that innate ability to interact with it, with the environment, the space of conscious awareness, right? But they have that intrinsic intelligence to form what it's going to form. So it's not like somebody was on a computer and they typed up, this particle is going to connect with this and create a tree, or this is going to go here, this is going to go here. No, this stuff came about through Partiki phasing, flashing on and off, internal fusion, external fission, process of particles coming together and separating to create the hologram of existence, right? Um, I think I lost my train of thought, but ultimately, I mean, that's the principle of it all. Oh yeah, the particles have a intrinsic intelligence in order to create what it's going to create. So the particles that are within grass didn't form by randomness or didn't form by something creating it. It was already it was already the particles already had the intellect to come together to create that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but it's like studying this. It's like understanding the history, the galactic, cosmic history of the human race and all life forms. No, human race, because we don't go in depth to it. Like, if I was living on the planet with Draconians, I'm not going into the history like Draconians did. You know what I'm saying? Only when they interacted with us. But when you start studying that, I encourage y'all to look at Voyagers 1, Sleeping Abductees, Voyagers 2, Secrets of Amenti, what is it? Exploring the God Worlds. I'll put all them books in the description of my YouTube video though. Cathara Level 1 manual. What else? Voyagers 2. But yeah, I'll put more in the comments. But in the description on my YouTube channel. Yeah, ultimately, like I say, the principle is for particles to accrete. And naturally, each and every one of us on this planet is doing that. Our particles are accreting in any way, shape, or form possible. It doesn't matter. And it's going to create something. And sometimes it creates mutations. And that's what we are right now. We're a mutation. We got distorted down the line of when planet Earth came into existence. So this is all a product of wars that happened 550 million years ago. So Earth been here 550 million years. But us as humans, we only been here 25 million years. But I'll go into that another video because I'm still organizing and putting everything in a simpler structure so I can just say it out. But I appreciate y'all for coming in here, man. Next time I come up, y'all just request and I'll invite y'all in and we talk, bro. But like I say, majority of the time, it's not about me being a messiah or what you call it, the revolutionist or stuff like that. I don't like that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about, like I say, there is no one path. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, when you come up here, we listen to each other back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Take time to understand. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to try to prove each other wrong, but have respect when doing it. That's the point of I ain't gonna even call it a debate. We just talking, having a conversation about what we into and how it plays out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna leave y'all with this. My standpoint when it comes to talking about stuff like that is that I know the causal factor behind these things. You know what I'm saying? The processes that you go through within doing that, that's you. But I know the causal factor, and the causal factor is what allows everything else to play out. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is when you practice in certain studies that are half truth, you're only going to reach that certain point. Right? Not knowing that there is more. You know what I'm saying? Because whenever you go into a practice is basically an ascension, right? I think that's what it is. Or yeah, like something that you do in order to show the priest or the group that you're willing to abide by the rules. That's literally what it is. So think about it. When these ancient beings like John Constantine, not ancient beings, like aliens, but like the Council of Nicaea, Constantine. When they initiated people into the Council of Nicaea, these people had to go through certain practices. Like they had to make sure that they won't say nothing. You don't even know how long these practices went down. I know for sure they wasn't like just 2 hours or just 3 hours, or it wasn't just a week or a month. It had to be at least 2-3 years for these people to go through these processes of showing these people like, hey, we're talking about the unified field of mechanics here. We can't allow this person to go out into the populace and just start speaking the truth. Right? And guess what? I don't know if y'all heard it, but in my head, I seen a story of Jesus. He was contacted by the fallen Elohim, Arahabi. He was contacted by the fallen Elohim. And what happened was he went around thinking he was the chosen one, and he was really a sacrifice. He was a sacrificial lamb for the Elohim's agenda, which is to manipulate the populace through bloodshed or through human sacrifice, like they were doing back in ancient times. But they do it a different way. If they was sacrificing people back in ancient Maya or any other day to the sun, if they refer to Jesus as the sun, all they did was take the U out and put an O. If they refer to Jesus as the sun, or you got portraits of people making Jesus with him in front of the sun, right? Meaning he represents the sun, then that shows that he was a sacrifice to the sun, right? Because the sun, in a way, can be seen as the legit gateway to the fourth dimension, or the legit gateway from the first harmonic universe to the second harmonic universe, which is heaven. And that's where they say the fallen angels fell from. But it goes way back 250 billion years. But from this standpoint, heaven is going to be Tara. That's the ascension place. Like, people, y'all don't, it's important to really ponder the idea of what it would be like to live in these places. Walking on 2 feet. Are you walking? Are you flying? Are you swimming? What are you doing in these worlds? You have to understand these things. And knowing who you are, knowing what you want, and accepting the fact of what comes with it, but having that stillness and centeredness of yourself is what balance is. The center goal, and you accept the fact at these things, and you make judgment, and you base your judgment off of who you are as a person. You like, okay, I'm not here to hurt nobody, but I'm gonna make sure that's not my intention, but I'm also going to ensure that my action matches it. You know what I'm saying? And in the process of that, sometimes your intention and actions don't match. And like I say, on the process of you, sorry for saying I'm gonna end it off, but I just keep going because this stuff is important. But in the process of you matching your actions with your intentions, there are going to be slip-ups because your DNA is mutated. You have certain properties in your DNA that enable you to want to cheat on somebody, or to make you want to gossip about somebody, to make you want to, you know what I'm saying, just not do the thing that is going to benefit you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know it's not going to benefit you because you do it every time and you see the outcome. You know what I'm saying? So this is how you would know if you're going to go to a place in the fourth dimension where the beings are really here to help you, like really here to assist each other, like, and telling you that we're one. Or you're going to go to a system similar to this one, but in a lower dimensional frequency band, where or in a lower sub frequency bands of third dimension, where we are now, third dimension, but a sub frequency band of the third dimension, in the phantom matrix, right? And it's going to be just like this, a centralized government where everybody, they are giving all their goods to this government and they worshiping this guy. It's the same thing. And we see what's going on in this world and how it's affecting us as humans. You know what I'm saying? Buying water and food. You know what I'm saying? The idea of externalizing ourselves in order to get what we want is the same idea of externalizing yourself to get what you want from God. That's the same thing. It's just you're using money in place of God. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's important. Clear focus. Who you are. What you stand for. You know what I'm saying? What is your goal? And observe that the situations and things that come after you say these things, and that you say, this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure, and this is where you start to become self-aware. And I got videos on my YouTube about self-awareness that can lead into you becoming a more balanced person. Because it's not about, like I say, it's not about being perfect, because perfect is not balanced. Perfect in essence, you know what I'm saying, the centeredness and the stillness, and that's where you want to be. But the actions and stuff, you know what I'm saying, is not going to always match until you get that connection to your deeper sides, that subconscious, the superconscious, connecting to all these different parts of your consciousness to gain more access to different database of information. You know what I'm saying? It's like an internal star travel. Like you're traveling the stars, but inside yourself. Like we're inside another version, not of a body, but I was listening to the Merkaba fields earlier on Voyagers 2. We are in the third dimension. The third dimension, it spans 444,000 miles up in the atmosphere, right? And that's the air, that's the atmosphere, like the atmosphere, the energy particles and all that stuff, the molecular particles that are within this dimension, right? The second dimension is the plants, the trees, the houses, the physical objects. Right? And like 1, 2, and 3 dimensions, they all come together to make the third dimension. Right? 4, 5, and 6 dimension all come together to make harmonic universe 2. My fault. 1, 2, 3 dimension make harmonic universe 1. So all these different what you call it? waveforms of energy are intertwining like braiding hair, and they create different refractions of existence, and this is one that we're in right now, you know. And however we facilitate the energy that we get from the higher realms and from within, even the higher realms are inside you too, but they also are outside you. So it's like it's an interface. These inside and outside is interlocked. What I see inside is what I see outside. It's just on the outside, the third dimension is deceitful. When you in the fourth, fifth, sixth dimension, things are going to be shown to you as they are. You know what I'm saying? Because your frequency level is high enough to connect with the actual image of what it is. If you close your eyes and you see Ophan and Dark Overlord, that means that your frequency is high. You know what I'm saying? And these beings, they take advantage of that. Like, oh yeah, he open, but he don't know how to protect himself. And they take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? But study Ashiana Dean. You know what I'm saying? I'll put the books and a link in the description, and you know, all the links or whatever. And I appreciate y'all for listening in. YouTube is Get To It Now. G as in George, ETOITNOW. Get To It Now. Appreciate y'all.